Blast from the Past. This is a show where we go back in time and explore how history unfolded. I'm your host, Drew Carrick, and today we will be looking at how the invention of guns and powder weapons revolutionized the world as we know it. You see, before the invention of the gun, Europe was heavily reliant on the feudal system, and the king had money but little actual power. The power lied amongst the lords, who were able to have knights and create an army, essentially. And they had their own estates and their own power. When the gun was invented, however, everything changed. Now let us go back in time and see how this happened. Using modern technology, we're able to transport ourselves back into time, into any era that we want. Due to some revolutionary problems during the Renaissance era and the Revolution in France, we're going to take us to the time of the American Civil War and look about how the gun, which is very similar to the original one when it was first invented, how that was able to revolutionize warfare and create nations from the feudal systems which there used to be. What the?
It's a Mexicano now.
Well, we've successfully made it into the Civil War era right now. I don't know who these people are, but I'm hoping to get to know them.
Sorry.
And maybe we can find out some more about how the gun revolutionized everything.
I said, excuse me, what do you want me to do? No, I said, this is out of control, I can't do this anymore. So I left him there, and then they took him to the nursing home, I went to the nursing home. Right.
Hi, we are here actually with
John Simmons,
and he is one of the experts here in the what unit?
9th Virginia.
In the 9th Virginia, and he's going to explain to us how the different parts of the gun, what they're used for.
All right.
So what do we have here?
We have a standard Enfield, 1851, and start here at the beginning. You got your muzzle, which is the barrel.
And this is where you put the bullet.
This is where you put the bullet in to kill the Yankees. And so now the mechanics of it work through this. So you put a cap right here on the nipple, and you pull the hammer back 2 cocks and you drop it, and it blows up the cap, igniting the powder, shooting out the muzzle out here. Now, when you loading it, this is a ramrod, so you got to push it down because it's tight fit. And you have a sight, so you can hit your target. You have a trigger to release the hammer, and you have your butt, which can be used as a blunt instrument of force. That's pretty much it.
All right, thank you for your insight to the different parts of the gun.
All right, no
We're now
problem.
back with Joe, and he's going to show us how to load a gun.
All right, well, first of all, you get your round, you bite it, makes your teeth dirty. Oh well. Put it in there, throw it to the ground. I'm not actually going to use this. Then you take your ramrod out, and you shove it down there. Take it out, and you always finish it with your pinky because it can get hot. Get a cap, put it on your nipple, yes, right there. Ready, aim, load, fire.
And thank you. Thank you very much.
No problem.
Hello and welcome back to Blast from the Past. I'm here with John Compt, and he is going to talk to us about the formations of the battle and how the Army was able to be in different positions and techniques that were used to be most efficient with the invention of the gun. You see, before the gun was invented, the feudal lords would have their knights, and they'd have small armies of men on horses that would make quick and violent attacks. And that was basically the technique. When the gun was invented, this now allowed for distance shooting. And just shooting everybody at one time would now cause a long time to reload, which would allow the horses to all come and attack. So different techniques had to be used in order to make the gun most efficient weapon. And we're here to talk about the formations right now.
Alright, well, there's basically two different types of formations. There's the double file line that, you know, there'd be one rank and there'd be a rear rank. When you're marching on the road, everybody's by fours, so it's a column of fours, as they would call it. But with the gun, can I see the gun, please? Thank you. Now with the gun, there would be different ways. You could shoot by volley, which is everybody shooting together. There is also by file, which is repeatedly from the left, starting from the left, coming all the way to the right, and by after that, everybody would be shooting all at different times, at will, as they would call it. Basically, the invention of this gun was up to date with its times. It was actually very modern for its times. The tactics, although, weren't up to date. Here we are, shoulder to shoulder. I mean, we have bullets that are able to come for about 500 yards and pierce your bone at any part.
Can you please talk about the shoulder-to-shoulder method and what the significance of that was?
Well, the shoulder-to-shoulder method, one significant was that you look good. I mean, you're in a big line, about 1,000 guys in each regiment. The setback was, like I said, is that you're too bunched up together. It'd be totally different nowadays, supposedly, with your trench warfare, which is later on in the war. But basically, with the shoulder-to-shoulder, I mean, you had to pretty much move as one man, not as like all together. You wouldn't have to. It's not like a separate person thing. You'd have to all move as one.
Thank you. Thank you very much. The soldiers are now getting ready for battle, so we are at some point a little later going to film some of the battle and possibly be able to see the actual battle techniques. Here we are at during the Civil War battle actually going on right now, and as we can see, the tactics that's being used is of line nature, and everybody's put into groups of 4. We're here now with Joe Randolph, and he's talking about, he's right now loading his gun, and he's going to talk about the significance of being in the forest right now instead of on an open area. What is the advantage to using guns in the forest area?
Well, the reason we're in the frost is because right now we're trying to get some cover from Yankee cavalry and infantry. And it's really just hard for the opponent to see at this point.
And cavalry, which was used often in the feudal system, was unable to get into the forest.
As you can see, there's no way they can get through here.
Yes.
Third company. It's third company.
Good volley, boys. Hey! Volley, boys.
Second company, ready!
Where are you going?
I got it.
Hold on the move, boys. Hold on the move. Independent, boys. That's good.
Company, independent, fire!
There's round.
All drivers. Firing by files. Firing by files. From the right.
Watching firing by the right. Each person fires right while the other one reloads. As you can see, the gun takes a lot of time to load, and this is one of the reasons why everybody would line up in the battle line, and they would fire, as you might have seen before, firing by files from the right or from the left. In this technique, you would have individuals firing consistently down the line, and as each one's going, this guy who just shot is reloading, so it could be a constant cycle, a machine gun effect. And that's because the guns took so long to load, you wanted to have constant fire. Otherwise, you'd have time for the enemy to come and charge you.
Alabama. Anybody loaded? Anybody loaded?
I am.
During the Civil War and other wars, of all wars
I only have
actually,
two left.
that the gun was involved in, the biggest technique was being able to flank the enemy. So what just happened was the Confederacy just outflanked the Yankees as they were coming forward. A side flank came on the side and took them out. And doing the tactics, they had to completely turn around, which gave enough time for the Confederates to get all the reinforcements there and completely wipe them out and push them back. Well, we've had a great time while we've been here. And now I'm going to go back forward in time and get back because it smells really bad and it's really cold. I'm glad we did not have to live during this time. See you guys. Well, thanks for watching Blast from the Past. Hope we'll see you next time.
We are a band of brothers and native to the soil, fighting for our liberty with treasure, blood, and toil. And when our rights were threatened, the cry rose near and far.
Well, that's great. The only thing is we're not prepared. Oh, okay. So it was right when after the split happened. When was that? 2002.
I'm thinking it's supposed to be. I've been reenacting.
In memory of Bob.
Spike Lee here now. I'm taking over this production, white boy. You understand me?
Okay.
Spike Lee is here. And Spike Lee will do what he wants to do best. Boys, you listen to me now when this filming starts. When I say cut, you cut. When I say walk, you walk. When I say moan, you moan. When I say get the hell out of my way so I can look at the white women, you can get the hell out of the way so I can look at the white women.
That was cool.
We're now here with Mr.
Joe Randolph.
Joe Randolph, and he's here to explain to us some of the battle formations and give us some insight. You see, before the gun was invented, there was, using the feudal system, they were able to have so. There's Jess.
Owie.